quick turnaround from Saturday's game. Just talk about getting ready for an Evansville team that seemed like they're improved.
They are. They have a very good team. I think it's going to be from a fast pace, up-tempo style, the most explosive scoring team we've seen yet. They've scored 85 or more 5 times already this season, playing at one of the fastest paces in the country, shoot the ball well from 3, making almost 9 a game, do a really nice job getting to the free throw line where they shoot it well. And I think with Coach McCarty, all his experience, are very creative offensively, pushing a lot of different actions, so you have to be very locked in at the defensive end of the floor.
With that being said, does this provide a different new challenge for your defense? We've talked about it so much, about your defense playing so well.
Yeah, I think every game does. I mean, that's the one thing, and that's when you put together your non-conference schedule, you're trying to face as many different styles as you can, as many different defensive looks as you can, and in hopes of getting you prepared for conference play. So, we've already seen multiple defenses. We've seen up-tempo teams, slower-paced teams, so on and so forth. So I think it's all, every game presents its unique challenges.
Did you get a chance to take a look at the JSU Evansville game, just a box score, or did you get to scout it? Because I know that can be a common opponent here in the future. Did you get a chance to see any of that and see anything that you might draw from it coming into Tuesday's game?
The Jackson State?
Jacksonville State.
No, from Saturday?
Yeah, Jacksonville State, Evansville.
Yeah, we'll take a peek at it. And, as we know, Jacksonville State, very good defensive team, great size, athleticism. But Evansville is a very good team. I think Feehan can really score. He's averaged 31 a game last year at his previous school. They've got great size at the point guard position in Riley. He's a terrific player, about 6'5", and does a lot of things well. Their 3 leading three-point shooters are over 40% from behind the arc. They have some forwards, in Hall and also Coleman, who can pick and pop and really stretch your defense. So they can really spread you out offensively with multiple weapons.
Have you noticed any big change with Coach McCarty from the previous coach?
Oh yeah, the tempo, the style of play. Coach Simmons, they were really hard to guard too. He's one of the best motion offense teachers in the game, and they really used clock, made you defend the full 30 seconds. Whereas Coach McCarty, they're playing extremely fast. I think they're top 30 in the country in number of possessions per game. Different styles, different ways to do it, but both terrific offensive coaches.
We got to see DeQuan play for the first time. Going back looking at the film, I know it's just a couple minutes that he played, but how much is it just a process with him, just kind of slowly getting him acclimated to this game?
Oh, it's a huge process. 4.5 months out is tough for a fifth-year senior. It's really challenging for a true freshman coming back from that and everything that he's missed. So it was good to see him out there. He's going to be a really good player for us here and going to have a great career. Right now, obviously, it's easier to evaluate his performance in practice because he's getting more reps there than just a couple minutes in the game Saturday. But it's a big stretch for him coming up, and want him to keep working hard and work to increase his role for our team, because I think he can really help us.
Once you do get him up to speed, what type of role do you envision him having with his team? Like you said, he had a great summer, so you're able to kind of see how he fits into the play.
Well, he's got great speed at the guard position. He's a guy who can really shoot the ball from 3, create his own shot. He's just kind of a natural scorer, and I think he complements our other guards well.
Excuse me. You'd mentioned the defensive rebounding last time out. Is that something you correct personnel-wise or just execution-wise from your team?
Well, I think it's a couple things to it, Neil. One, poor coaching. I got to do a better job of teaching it. We're doing a great job defending the three-point line and perimeter jump shots. It's leading to more long rebounds, and I've got to do a better job of getting our coverages aligned properly there. And then the second thing is it's not as bad as it looks from the number standpoint. we had 47 rebounding opportunities off their missed shots, where they only had 34 on ours. So, that's where we always look at the percentages, and the numbers are a little skewed. 16 offensive rebounds, a lot to give up. It's a 66% defensive rebounding rate, which isn't good enough. We need to be up in the 70 range. But it's not as bad as one might think. If you want to see a dominant rebounding performance, look back at our game against Wright State here, where we got 43% of our misses, which, that's why we had such a rebounding margin that game. So I think it's just, doing a better job on the long rebounds, I think, is really the key there.
You talk about those 16 offensive rebounds. They only had 9 second chance points off of that, if I'm not mistaken. You've talked a lot about it, but your defense remains locked in throughout the possession. And you've said yourself, defense travels. I guess, where do you want your defense to improve moving forward after 8 games?
I think Neil's point, to the defensive rebounding is critical for us. There's plenty of room for growth there. But just all areas. I mean, this is a great test for us tomorrow. I mean, a team with this type of firepower. Like I said, we haven't scored 85 points yet in the Division I game. They've done it 5 times already. So this will be a great test for us. But just overall, just keep getting better in all areas defensively.
It's now been a handful of games since you lost Anthony. How do you feel that your front court has played, making up for his absence out there?
Well, I think they're playing very well at both ends of the floor. I do think that is the rebounding. I know we've touched on it the last couple of questions. I think that's where you see the gaping hole right now. You're talking about a guy who was second in the country in offensive rebounding percentage when he went out with the injury. And we haven't created as many second opportunities without him in the lineup. But it's like I said at the beginning of the season. We're a different team than we were a year ago. Now we got to be a little bit different than we were initially, and make up for it in other areas.